Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to my channel and Scraptember with the Scrappy Sisters and Laura, and 30 Days of Sketches with Christy. And the prompt today is mixed media. And this is a sketch today, and I think it's really cute. I'm kind of going to stay with it. The basics will be with it, but some of my circles I think might be bigger. My photo might be bigger. And I can't tell if they really want one photo or more photos, but I'm only going to use one photo. When I do mixed media layouts, I like to either use scraps or a 6x6 photo pad because you don't usually need much paper for them. I'm using my Spellbinders backpack die because, as you can see in the photo, those two boys both have backpacks. And I used the first main piece. I used one that had red on one side and blue on the other. And I also used the die that says "You Rule." Now you can use the little tiny letters and put them on there, which I would have had to use tweezers, or you can cut it out of something. Well, I did not think ahead. Look at me. I'm trying to decide where am I going to put my straps. And yeah, I decided to go ahead and work there. Look a little different, but it would work there. And I go ahead and put my zipper on and the little pull thing on the zipper. And I go to put straps back on. I'm covering up the pull thing. I don't like that. So I'm moving the straps over so I can still see the pull thing there. And when I was doing that, I thought, oh, well, it's not going to be like I was planning. And it's more like a backpack that Jake would have. If you look in the picture, he really does not have his backpack up where it belongs. It's more around his waist than anything else. And it's got a string because there's like a pull string on the side for, I think, a water bottle. It's been a while. And it's hanging on, but practically touching the ground. I'm using my Creative Memories circle cutters. And I'm using the smallest one for my photo, and then that way, well, smallest diameter cutter. And then I'm going to go up, the green's next, and then the blue, and I'm going to mat my photo with them. And if you don't own a set of these, you might want to think about trying to get one. They still have them. As far as I know, they still have them. And they're very user friendly. I mean, it does not take much to get used to using them. And since they are circles that are going to go underneath my photo, I use my, well, these are my stitch star dies. I think I told a story on the video for yesterday and said I was going to use the same star star dies the next day. These are different ones. They are stitched. That's why they show up better, is because they're different ones, I think. But yeah, it'd been a while since I'd done the video, so I didn't remember correctly. But yeah, this is a different stitch die. And first I used the, it's lemonade. It's got another word that goes with it, but I can't think of what it is. Squeeze lemonade. And then also peacock feathers. And no, did I use peacock feathers or did I use broken china? I might have used broken china because I think I was saving the peacock feathers, yeah, for my stencil. And the stencil is Echo Park, and it's one like the lines for a grade school notebook paper. And so I'm just kind of putting them here, there on the page and using a darker color, which is the peacock feathers. And I have a couple of more stencils that I'm going to use too. And this one is bubbles, and I just like the bubbles, so I'm using them. And I'm just going to kind of turn it around here and there so I don't use the same spot each time. And then the last one that I'm going to use, this one here is PR Selects or something like that. I think it starts out PR anyway. And it's a lot thinner stencil than the ones from Echo Park. It's not near as sturdy. And I think I might have paid more for it, but I still like it. And this one here is Echo Park also. And it's, just makes the plus signs. And I made the first one pretty dark. and thought I really don't want them quite that dark, so I didn't push it as hard with my brush. And here I've got my stamp, and this is Marlene's Mixed Media Stamps, and I think it's number 11 is the one it is. And I should have kind of rotated it. See how uniform the stamping looks? Well, rotate yours if you have one. Just a little bit each stamp, and so it won't look quite the same as you go. And this one has 3 little circles, and I'm using yellow, so it's really subtle on here. It matches the mushing, smashing technique. But yeah, it's the same yellow as that, so it's not very dark. I cut the extra stars out of the circles, and then I thought, well, I don't want the same color. First I thought I did. Same color and pattern, and I pulled them out and then thought, no, I want something different. I want quite a few different colors on my layout and patterns. So I pulled out my favorite one, that plaid green. And this one has little tiny yellow stars, so since I'm using stars on the layout, I thought I gotta use that one. And this one has tone on tone polka dots and it's red. But yeah, I used different sizes, and this one here gave me fits. I didn't cut it all the way around exactly right. I gave up too quickly. I should have went just a little bit farther and done the main thing you're supposed to do. Jiggle the outside and see if it let go. That one hadn't let go. I'm putting my photo just a little lower than theirs. And if you look at the sketch, my photo's bigger. I wanted to make sure I got both boys in there. If I'd made it that small, I might have only got one boy and part of the other one. But that's my grandson Jake on the left. And they're walking to school. This is the driveway. And you ever heard that story? It takes a village to raise a child. Well, my daughter would take Jake over to her friend Donna's house in the mornings, all through grade school, I mean, the whole time, and drop him off. And sometimes she picked up her daughter once they got a little bit older, and would take her daughter to the junior high or the high school with, my older grandson. Their kids were right at the same age difference between both of them. And then Donna wouldn't have to go to work as early, and she would get the boys off to school. And so they both shared the things, because if otherwise, Donna would have to stop what she was doing and take her daughter to school and then come back and get her son off to school. So it worked out pretty good. And another thing, the school was right across the street. So Donna took several pictures of them walking away. But yeah, their backpacks are humongous. Well, I don't think Collins is really a backpack. I think it's more like some sort of tote. And so when I made my backpack, I was thinking, I told y'all that he was never very neat with his. Oh, his brother would get onto him and clean it out. Papers would be crammed in there, and you wouldn't be able to hardly read them because they did not go in the notebook. And his brother would put them in the notebook and try to tell him to keep it neat, and he'd chew on it too. So yeah, his backpack by the end of the year looked chewed on. So since I goofed, my backpack does not look like it would have if I'd been thinking ahead. My title's going to be It's Time for School, and it has a clock and one of the O's on there. I thought, well, that is just too cute not to use it as my title. I first thought I'd use where I cut out the U rule in the backpack, but it don't show up that well. And I thought the other one would show up really well, and I like it too. Because, yeah, they'd wait till the last minute pretty much to go since they didn't have very far to go. I'm going to put that star up there, and then I'm going to find a couple of more things to put up over the top of that star, circle, and star. And the first thing I found is, well, it's a sticker, but I had fussy cut around it and I'm putting foam tape under it to have it raised up a little bit. And it's a shelf with some books, and I'm going to have it layered on top of that little label you see up there. And it says this book belongs to, and it has a space. I'm going to put Jake's name on there, and I'm going to use that. Well, I did some faux stitching earlier on the circles, and I'm going to use it and write Jake's name on there. And the way I'm going to write it, I'm going to have little dots. I'm going to write it first, and then I'm put little dots on each letter on the end. Anything that's end, I'm putting a dot on there. And that way, if you don't write good, it still looks like it's on purpose by putting those dots on there. Like it is a font that is made that way. At least that's my opinion about them when I do it that way. And it's kind of on the cute side too. I went ahead and pulled out my star punch because I didn't have enough stars, of course. And I'm going to scatter them around. I used the diagonal stripe side. So I'm trying to remember not to put them on there straight. However, I'm watching a video. Well, it's Scrappy Kathy's who I was watching while I was making this layout and paying more attention to what she was doing than I was. So there is at least one on here, maybe more, that's right at being straight on here, even though the paper is supposed to be diagonal. And I just kept putting them down pretty much straight across unless I thought of it as I did it. I'm pulling out a few stickers, and they're the ones I'm going to put up there at the top. And, well, I think I am going to put one down at the bottom. No, I forgot. I did put two down at the bottom. It's one with math. I thought putting them together would be cute. One is with math, 2 plus 5 equals 7. And then right on top of it is a calculator. Well, those two need to go together because, yeah, they're both math. This sticker, I had already layered it once for another layout and didn't use it. And I decided to add to it, and I'm kind of doing it wonky. I'm not getting the layers straight quite on there. I'm doing a light blue and then a darker red and making them less than perfect so that they could be just a little bit different. And then put it right on that stripe that's straight across that I should have thought of angling when I put that sticker on there at least. But yeah, I didn't at all. And oh, I didn't see that notebook paper. It was left over from a layout. Also, I had a plan to tuck it underneath the photo picture. I forgot about it. So it does not make it on the layout. And I want to mention that down there below are links to the Scrappy Sisters and Laura Alberts with Scraptember. And then there's also Christy's link, and it's Christy's Beautiful Life. And a whole bunch of other links down there. I mean, a bunch of everybody else that's joining in on this collaboration for 30 days of sketches and prompts. Here I am, yeah, dropping the lid of my London Blue Dilutions. I think it's ink is what it is. And yeah, it's made a few little bigger blotches up there, but not much, thank goodness. It's enough that I can go ahead and deal with it. I think I put a star on there when I take the photos, yeah, and cover the worst one up. But yeah, make sure you check everybody's links down there below. And if you leave a comment, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so much. Oh, and I forgot to tell you that Spellbinders is having a warehouse sale, and I received nothing from this. But if you wanted that die, that adorable backpack die, it's $10 on the sale. So, and they got plenty of other stuff. They got like a $1 section, $2, $3, $5, and $10, I think is what it was. But I thought I'd let y'all know in case you love that backpack as much as I do. But yeah, see, there's the font with Jake and the dots on the ends. I wasn't sure how well I was describing it, so I was glad to point it out. But I hope y'all have a happy, scrappy week. Take care and stay safe. Bye.